are ready.
So, thank you. Hello, Masters. Hope you all have a very good weekend. Let's start the session with the blessing of Pitama Brahmashi Patriji and Dr. GK sir. And very warm welcome to ma'am. To another session of breath work. I really enjoyed actually on the weekend doing the breath work. So I have a 3-4 session done. So few questions, not many, like 1 or 2 questions I will ask in the end of the session. And let's continue. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Hi all. If you all can keep the videos on, that will be good actually. If not, I'm talking to only the names S, G, K, T.
Few
Yeah.
cameras on, ma'am, on your request.
Hi all.
Thank you, masters.
Yeah. So last week when we started this topic, rebirthing breathwork, we talked about the birth trauma, right, and also the psychological process which we need to process. The child actually goes through all this, and now the next one is these are rebirthing breathwork is actually shared by Leonard Orr. Right. Leonard Orr, he has actually understood, and from US, now he's no more. Very recently he vacated. So he calls all these traumas as human biggies. You know, the big things. Like in Telugu, we say Ashtakashtalu. The same way he gave the names of human biggies. So everything is very huge. When we come across life and when we go through all the process, these things are there in our psyche in some way or the other, and they are becoming the root cause for a particular reason at a later stage of our lives, right? So birth trauma, we have understood how things goes on, and now the next one is parental disapproval syndrome, right? Parental disapproval syndrome is, this is actually the great source of betrayal kind for child, because parents unconsciously they don't understand the love and they don't gain the trust of the child. Because in this what happens is the natural divinity of a child is suppressed. Sometimes we even see when the child is wanting to give an idea, parents usually they say, oh, you are a small kid, you don't know about it, you don't have to think too much, just do whatever we do, right? They say all the decisions are taken by bade buzurg, you know, all the elders of the family. Now you are a kid, you don't have to think about all this. So in this what happens is the child becomes he starts thinking, the child begins to think that maybe I'm not that good at, okay, maybe I'm not good at, that's the reason whatever I say my parents simply avoid it, okay, and simply say no to it. And sometimes because children also feel betrayal, because they get a point in their own psyche that whatever I say, I'm always, for me the answer is always no. I'm a small child, and as a growing child the child will feel that I'm not a kid, I have my own understanding, I have my own experiences, I need to be heard. Okay, in this what happens is the cycle continues. When the parents don't understand the stage of the child going through psychologically, the child, when the child grows in the later stage of life, the child will always have a point of not approving themselves. The child will always ask for approval from others. He will either, the child will grow into a state of asking everyone, am I right, am I doing perfect, is it the right way, okay, and always asking for the approval. Or the child becomes too arrogant and becomes brings out the superiority complex inside him. Okay, these are the two ways. Either of the way, it is not healthy for the any individual at the level of their own psyche. So this is all, it is due to the insensitivity of the parents, where they are not able to understand that, yes, because they are not able to understand because they got the same thing from their parents. They have been grown up and they have been taught in such a way that, oh, we are children, we are not supposed to speak. But now we are in a generation, we are in the state where the awareness is grown up. How the awareness is grown up? We have to understand one thing. When the child is born out of the biologically out of the mother's womb, every stem cell is holding some kind of information of the growth, right? The every generation the child is growing, or creating, the body of the child is coming up with the same kind of updated information, right? So every generation children are becoming more intelligent, and whatever information the mother is been holding inside unconsciously or super consciously, or whatever the intelligence is in the creativity, intellectual state, whatever is holding, the child is also carrying the same thing. It is not like it's only the mothers, it's also the parents, fathers also, which comes, because when two people are together, the knowledge, the intellectual is always, it's for give and take. We share so many ideas, we accept so many ideas within the family, this happens. So these things are going into the child, and when the child is coming out, and then after a certain level of stage, when the child says, oh no, I think you are supposed to do this, or I am supposed to do this, when parents are saying, oh, you are wrong, you are small kid, you don't have to enter. Okay. Children should be and behave like children, they are not supposed to enter with the elders talk. Okay. बड़े बुजुर्ग के बीच में बच्चे नहीं घुसते. All this kind of statements, when it comes, the child feels, oh, I'm a abandoned one, I'm not a part of my family. Okay. Subtle level, in very very deep subtle level, the child starts growing up this information that I'm not part of this family, I'm separate, right? The more these things are growing up nowadays, that's a way, the minute child, when the child goes out for further studies or for job or anything, they don't want to immediately come back to the family. They'll miss the family, they'll do everything, but if given an option seriously and ask them to come back, they will say, no, no, we are fine here. Okay. Because the separation has been feeded in many situations unconsciously by the parents itself, right? And now, and there are, after this is a issue, this is really an issue. When we are dealing with children, we are supposed to connect them at that particular age when we were. Okay. If my boy is 10 years, I have to connect at 10 years of age, how was my thought process, what are those situations which I have gone through in my life, and how did I perceive them, and at this stage, how is my boy perceiving the same situation? Is there any difference? Or if there is any difference, then how is it? Is it an upgraded version or a degraded version? Okay. If there is no difference, then where is the future? Like future is also coming up with the same way, like how we were. So where is the difference? So we have to understand that. Always treat children as they're one among us. Always sharing them everything. Sharing, like they need to understand every day there should be a family time, which most of the families in India, it is absolutely, it is there. Even today, there are many families, they don't know what is family time. They say, men say, we are going to office, we work very hard, we come back from office and we are there. And housewives at home, they say, we are housewives, that's all. There is no common time where children are knowing about things outside the house and inside the house also. Once they get back, again the phone is there. So children also used to connecting to the same phone, right? So all these things are there. So in this, the disapproval system is increased more and more. We are actually disapproving ourselves also. We are behaving as if we don't belong to the family. Recently I went to a restaurant with my family. I was seeing they were so busy in watching their phone. 4 people were sitting in the opposite table. They were so busy with the phone. The person has come to take the order. He was asking, what is the order? All of them raised their head. They said something, all whatever, or they want to order. Again, get back to phone. So what for you have come out? If you have to check the phone itself, then you could better be at home. You know, there is no thing, and there is no, actually no difference whether you are at home or you are out. There is no difference, right? These are the small things we need to understand, that where is our family time, right? How much we are actually spending our time together as parents, how much time we are spending with our children. Okay, how much we are approving them, appreciating them, cuddling them, pampering them all the time, in spite of they being 25 years or 30 years or whatever it is. One cuddle and one a nice hug, it will actually bring the self confidence. The child will grow at the psychological level, and also the spiritual level. The child will grow. I have seen many children, wherever the parents, maybe the parents are not into meditation practices, or not knowing much of anything of this kind of awareness or anything, but they have been so loving to the children. The children are dynamics. The personalities are totally different. They have confidence, they have respect, they know how to deal with everything in life, they know how to respect the elders, how to take care of the elders, they know everything. They have not been taught about all these things. They have just been pampered in a right way. Okay, in a right way, in a right volume, they have been pampered, so they have understood. Even the family is the same way. See, family will, the children will learn the way we as elders, we are there with each other in the family, how we are within our family. The same thing the children are also seeing, they are learning the same thing. So when we are continuously disapproving each other in the family, including children, they also are learning the same thing, right? Initially, because the trauma is there, they don't know that's a trauma, and how to deal with it they do not know. But further in life, they continue to do the same thing with their own family members, and it's a chaos all the time, right? So this is one thing we need to check every time. And now next comes is the specific negatives. Specific negatives is, these are the thoughts, you can say self-sabotaging thoughts, like we create all by ourselves. These are not the thoughts where we are influenced of, or somebody has taught us, or anything coming from any external. This is a belief, is a, any belief is a thought, right? Whatever we are believing, initially it is a thought, and now when we start thinking about it repeatedly, it has become a belief. Okay, initially I only had a thought that I am good. Okay, and now I continuously started saying it, I am good, I am good, I am good, I am good, I am good. Suddenly that became a belief, and I started seeing everything where I am good. Positive way, it is fine, but what about the other version? Right, small thing, if while playing, maybe a small child is very good at singing, and now the parents or somebody, or elders in the family, or even the outsiders, somebody has come, they have we have a habit of, whenever our friends come, we say, bache thoda galo, sing this song, say this rhyme. We always want to show to everyone that our children are best. Okay, in that concept, we are actually making an open door for criticizing them. We are not aware of all these aspects. Now when the other person laughs at it, or says that, oh, wonderful, my child also says even much more, this is only small thing she has come. They're small kids, because there are many people who say that it's okay, small children, no, it's okay, they will learn. But my kid says so many things, it's like a competition. Okay, this goes on. The child will start feeling inside, the child will suddenly start feeling that, oh my god, maybe I have not done well. Okay, I have not done well. And this specific negative is very unique in every person. It's a specialized. Nobody has told them that if you see a bus, you are supposed to think that, oh my god, this bus is going to meet with an accident, so I have a bus phobia, I will never get into any bus. Okay, some people have fears for heights. These have come just like that. There are some people have fear for closed doors, even they can't enter into any lift or anything. All these things are things come under specific negatives. These are the things where we are sabotaging our own selves because of a particular thought. The thought might be, when we look into that root cause, might be some situation. Maybe the reason for this thought to come up might be some situation created, but that situation has been created and we have perceived that situation in this way because there was a self-sabotaging pattern inside us. Okay, so this is one trauma. And the most important trauma where every child goes, of course, every trauma every child goes through, but this is no excuse zone. It is called school trauma. School trauma is emotional pollution, energy pollution, right? Say one child in a classroom is coming from a background of where parents are fighting, parents are not happy, or they are divorced, or they are separated, all these things. Suddenly that is been going through, the child is being going through all that, and now he comes to the school. Now the friends around, they are very much worried. They'll say, what happened to my friend? Why is my friend very dull? Why is this my friend is not speaking properly? Why is my friend crying and he is sitting very silent? What happened? When this all these things are there, it is an emotional energy pollution which every child is taking in. And mostly even from teachers also, when they are going through something in their mind about their families or anything very trauma, if they are going through, they are projecting the same thing to the child, and the child is somehow inconvenient because at the visibly, that teacher is neither saying anything, neither the child is hearing anything, but energetically the pollution is already being made. Okay, so energy trauma, all this emotional trauma, the school trauma, it comes from even at a level, at when we are growing up, we're grown up and we went to office, or we had some colleagues have some issue, so they're talking up very clearly, and we have also certain amount of maturity. We are not, though we are sympathizing, we know after a certain level we need to leave it and come back, but children are not like that. They're very, very soft and very delicate, and they uh, start empathizing and start living with that kind of energy. And later stage, in spite of the child having any kind of not that healthy lifestyle at home or anything, the child will start growing all this inside, and this child will attract this kind of situations, because there were questions in the child's mind. Why is my friend crying? What happened to my friend? What happened to my friend's family? All these things are there because this why questions are there. As a search to the answer, he ends up attracting some situations. So this is a pollution, right? And practices like breath work, meditation, all this works tremendously. There are psychologists who do not know the practice of meditation or breath awareness or anything. They connect to people, they counsel, and they speak everything. They are the best psychologists, they're healing others, everyone, but when it comes to their own things, they don't know how to heal themselves, because they're completely into the mind programming, where only psychologically they are only dealing with, okay, this is happening, this has happened, this is happening, this is happening, that's all. The book has not taught about experiences, right? These things are there. That's the reason this meditation practices, inner breath awareness, all these things have becomes very important. They give us the strength and resistance to all this emotional pollution. And that too, this breath work is such a wonderful technique, where when you start practicing it, and slowly when you increase the time for 1 hour, then you are free from all kinds of emotions. You're absolutely free. You are absolutely like that, the still water, which is very clear, right? The reflection is very clear, very crystal clear. We get to see that, right? And even when you are in an emotional situation where there is a emotions coming up and you're not able to handle that very moment, whether it is aggression, whether it is anger, whether it is any sad things, or excessively happiness, something is trying to come out, burst out and come out. At that stage also, when you sit calmly in one position and just focus on your breath, within 10 minutes you are clear, you are again balanced. Okay, this is the most, I say, for the spiritual purification process, this is the best tool. Breath work is the best tool. Okay, and after the school trauma comes religion trauma. Now religion trauma, actually it should be the source of joy. Anything, the purpose of religion is to uplift the mind, right? For any mind, the purpose of religion is to uplift the mind. But here, however, most of the religions are developed and many unaware theories. There's so many theories which we do not even know. It only creating guilt inside a person that I am a sinner. We all are sinners. Okay, that's the reason we have come to this world, because we have done so many sins. That's the reason we have taken birth, to clear off all that. So whatever I've done on the name of karma, I have heard a video which says, you all are sinners. You are there in this world because you have done the most all kinds of sins, and to clear all that past karma, you are here. So the question is, logically, if I'm here to clear all my past karma, then what will I do for about this life karma? So every life I'll be finishing past only. So I'm never in the present. I'm always in the past. Right? All these theories are only to create a guilt inside us, so that we begin to believe that we are sinners, and only sinners have birth and they live in this world. Okay, we have only come to this life to reach to ourselves, know ourselves thoroughly, and live life at the happiest way. Celebrate life rather, right? So this kind of guilt is like, whenever guilt comes, from where this guilt is coming, where there is no forgiveness, you have not forgiven a particular thing, whether it is about your own self or about anybody else, anything. Okay, it is not the true nature of God, right? When we say God, we are talking about certain qualities. It is probably creativity, it is kindness, it is compassion, it is beauty, it is expansion, all these things, all these qualities, we are talking about God. We are labeling it as God. Now, when you're talking about I am holding a guilt, then I am actually going away far from that nature of godlyhood inside me. Right? So I'm separating myself. So this is generally the religion trauma. All these things are coming from the religion aspect. Religion actually separates. And it is only the love which is actually uniting. Right? Whatever unites is a wonderful thing. It's a creation. Right? It's an expansion. Right? Whatever separates is mind made. It's an ego made. Ego is identity creation. Right? And now after that comes the senility. Senility is, it is like a final exam of the human condition. Final exam is like either you pass or you pass away. This is the stage of senility. You have to, when you are like, you need to understand, you need a reason for you to vacate this body, right? But in senility, what happens is, I'll give you more simple way. In entire lifetime, right, we have been in a certain thought process. We have perceived life in certain way. Okay, maybe we do not know anything about awareness, anything about self, nothing. We are very far from all these things. All our life what we did is, okay, if possible, helping someone only if that person suits me. If my the identity, my ego, if that my logic says yes, is convinced that yes, I can help this person, and I'm helping. Okay, I need to help this person because I'm a friend, and as a friend I'm supposed to, the friend is the ego form, right? And you started doing it, right? You have helped him and everything, and after a certain point of life, everyone started saying you are wonderful, this lady is wonderful, she has been helping all of us all the time, she did so much for us. And it started giving you more the kind of good feelers, pleasure kind of feelers. Oh, I'm good, I'm excellent. And what is happening? You started you unconsciously, you begin to feed your ego, your rigidity, your one way of thought process, right? You're not seeing the other way of whatever you are only seeing the one side of you, and you start feeding your ego. And in that process, we might lose patience, we might lose love, we might lose wisdom, all understanding of life, everything, because the rigidity has formed. We don't want to see life in other ways. If and it's life, because life is as such, it will show you every aspect of whatever you are. Now when life begins to show you that no, you are not that only good version, there is another version, as a polarity version of you also, you need to check it. And now this mind says no, this is a person who is jealous about me, is trying to say I am not good. But actually there's so many people who are saying I am good, so I am good. Okay, I don't have to see anything else. Senility is such that senility is, it will not allow you to see what you lack in yourself. It is only satisfied with what you are filled with in yourself, and you are convinced with it, and you come to a belief system that you are whole and complete with all these incompletions, by seeing one version of you. We have two version of ourselves, or maybe sometimes more. Multi personality, we have heard about it. There's so many things, versions we have. The amount of the like how many relationships you have been living since childhood, as a child, as a daughter or son or anything, as a child, right? Then you went to school, you became a student, right? After a while you got married, so you became a partner. Then if you have children, then you became a mother. There's so many roles you have been playing, right? And all these roles are taking up one personality of us. This is a version, this will behave like this only. This is a mother version, this will behave like this only. This is the sister version, this will behave like this only. And how these versions are grown? These versions are grown based on how we have seen the same versions who played roles in our lives. Maybe our sister, our brother, our siblings, our parents, our grandparents, or anybody. Okay, it's the same way. Now senility is not wanting to see the other side, other version of you, right? The darker side of you. Just looking at the positive side, you are very convinced and going ahead with it. Accepting the goodness in us is wonderful, but rejecting what is not yet healthy in us is senility, right? And at the end of the life, we come across a situation, the last 1 year of life, everyone, whether it is you, me, he, she, anybody in the world, the last 1 year, it is a time when the person goes through, everyone has to go through, there is no choice in this. They go through a situation where the entire life moves as a episode from childhood. Maybe they will be talking more about their childhood. Slowly they'll become weak. They start thinking that, okay, my time has come, probably, all these thoughts are there. The entire movie, like a movie, the entire life comes in, rolls in front of them. And at that point of time, if the person really understands, yes, at this aspect I've not done something good, something very healthy, something very uplifting to this family, and that point of time, if that person not accepts to do it and rejects, I don't need to do it, then definitely the time is over. Because every previous generation and every the now generation is only the upcoming upgraded version of the previous generation. If the previous generation is not willing to allow this generation to upgrade themselves, that means your time is out. You have been given, if the teacher is there, teacher is sitting at school and not wanting to give any lecture to the children, what will happen? The children will fail. Children will completely fail. They will not know what is happening. That entire academic year is going to be waste. So in that, what life does is, they will simply, what principal does, it will simply remove that teacher from there and gives the best teacher, so that they learn who is actually eligible, right? Replaces them, right? So senility is that's the reason in senility it is being told either you pass it or you pass away. Right? This is what senility is. It is a final exam. You have to give it. If that place, if you don't want to give it, or you are just sticking to some old belief system and you don't want to upgrade yourself, then you are out. Your time is out. Right? And now after senility, then comes the unconscious death urge. Unconscious death urge is we have a belief system somewhere that we live for a while and then we die. This is the general thing we all have. And then we have another thought process which says inside us, which says, oh, death is only for the body, not for me. Okay. Now one is very painful and one is very pleasure. One is giving pleasure. When it is saying you don't have to die, you are an eternal being, this is giving pleasure to the mind, to the psychic entity. And now whatever is saying, you will live for a while and you will die. Oh my God, I am going to perish. There will be a time I'll not be there. It is very painful. Right? And in between these two, there is a death urge which comes out because we want to understand what happens after death. There is a deep urge in everyone who wants to understand, either because they want to connect back to the state where they were inside the mother womb. It is that memory which is pulling completely and want to resolve something. That's the reason they want to die and they want to leave off and they want to understand how the entire life game is. Or somewhere some trauma, which is maybe the birth trauma mostly, which is there, which is holding very strongly inside. Now they don't want a life at all. They're not, there are some people who we might have heard or we might have seen around us. All kinds of issues are there in their life. You name the issue, that will be there in their life. So these kind of people, they are the people who are actually holding a very strong unconscious death urge. They want to die. They don't want to live. Why they don't want to live? They have to work to that root cause. They might be saying, oh, I have gone through so many situations since my childhood. Why will I even feel like living? Okay, I'm only living for my child or something, or say they might be giving some excuse for their living. Why not? If we say, okay, you are not interested in life, then why don't you commit suicide and die? They will have a reason. No, I am not dying because of so and so thing. But actually it is the death urge which has actually created so much chaos around them. They have never chosen life. They have always chosen death. I'll give you a wonderful example of a story. This generally I keep sharing every time. There was a deer and the deer was pregnant. Now the time has come, the deer has to deliver the child, right? And now it is searching for the place, which is the safe place so that I can deliver my child, my baby. Now it sees suddenly there is a storm coming from the far end. So I said, okay, storm is coming. Now I have to deliver my baby in a very safe place so that even if rain falls, it is safe. Right. Now it is going towards that side where it can feel itself very safe. Now at one side, one direction, it has seen one hunter ready with the bow and arrow wanting to shoot this deer. Now it don't want to die. It want to run away because it is focusing on life. Now it takes another turn. It sees a lion ready to attack the deer. Now the two sides are closed. And now the third direction it begins to run. Now it sees there is a fire caught in the forest and the fire is running towards it. All the three directions are gone. Now it has come to the stage where it can't turn back and go the fourth side. Now the pains are increasing. Now it has to deliver the child. Now what it does, now everything is there. This lion is ready. The hunter is ready. The fire is coming up. There is all the directions. There is only death. There is nothing else other than that. But it decides, I will first give life to my child, and then whatever has to happen, let it happen. And it sits down, delivers the child. Within that time, what happens? The storm, the biggest thunder starts. And because of the thunder sound, the hunter, the way he was shooting the bow and arrow, he misses the target and that hits the lion there. Instead of the deer, that arrow got hit to the lion, right? And because of the storm, fire is also gone. Now who is happy? The deer, and the child is happy. Why? At that moment also, why the deer was happy? Because it has focused at that moment also, it has focused on life, not on death. Though death was surrounded from all the directions, but it has given only its focus only on life. So that is how somehow, because of this unconscious death urge, we attract so many chaotic situations in our life, so many health issues, or maybe psychological issues, or even spiritual issues, so many things. But still, in spite of entire darkness all around us, if we have chosen one light, there is a saying in Hindi, Jako rake saiya mar sake na koi. If you have chosen life, you can never be killed. Right? That is always there. To break this death, we have to believe in life. We have to understand, yes, I am breathing. As long as my breath is there, I am alive. Right? It is only at the, it is like health and youth, they're all eternal. Health is always eternal because we have chosen life. Wherever there is life, everything is there. Where you feel, oh, there is no life in this, it is gone. Right? So unconscious death urge is the root cause for attracting all kinds of chaotic situations in our life. Right? And now next comes past life. One more most what do you call, colorful trauma. Past life is the most colorful trauma, because most of the trauma that cannot be explained by parental or social conditioning, or due to any kind of the present day situations, it is directly due to our past life. Past life it is not like some reincarnation. It is about many memories, patterns, and belief systems from our childhood we have been holding inside us. Past life is all about, when we say karma, what is karma? Karma is only an action, right? Action has got nothing. You acted and you forgotten about it and you went in. But consequences, how are the consequences coming? When you are labeling that action as so and so. Okay, when you begin to label this action is wrong, then you get a consequence. Now when it comes to the consequences, now it is affecting our life, whether in a positive way, or because every action has an equal or opposite reaction, right? So the minute you are labeling your action, you are actually adding a meaning to it, right? When you are adding a meaning to it, you are perceiving it in a particular way. So when you are perceiving it in a particular way, you are actually connecting to the belief system you have about that particular situation in your life. So everything is interlinked, right? It is only that we can overcome many of our effects through the past life if we first come out of the thing. Like, whenever we are acting, we are doing whatever action we are doing in our life, we need to think, for this moment I'm doing it, and I have, that is the reason nishkama karma is so profound in our culture, where we say we are not expecting anything in return. When there is nothing for us to expect in return, so there is no labeling at all. When you are free from all the labels, you are actually focusing only on life. Because what is life? Life is expansion. Life is nothing but expansion. So you are expanding yourself, right? This is how all these 8 traumas come into our life. And whatever is the trauma, breath work is ultimate. Breathe in and breathe out. And let there be no interval between your in breath and out breath. That's all you have to do. For 1 hour, okay, you can gradually increase the time, right? And now, history of beliefs. When we talk about our belief system, it is like our belief system are formed due to the thoughts that we keep thinking repeatedly. Any thought, when we are repeatedly thinking about it, then it becomes a belief, right? Life is a struggle. I am not wanted. I will never make it. Or I'm worthless, I'm powerless, I'm useless, I'm not loved, I'm always wrong. All these kinds of things, whenever we are thinking all this, just we have to, there are certain points in the breathing that we have never observed. You know, when we are breathing, we never thought, we know in anapanasati, we know we are supposed to sit silently, clasp your fingers and focus on our breath. But the way we keep focusing on our breath, within no time there is a thought coming in, and instead of focusing on the breath, our focus is diverted to a particular thought. So when we are in that thought, it is like, you know, you are again drifting out. You are not in with the medicine, you are not with the life, you are with something which is labeled, right? Something which is perishable, something which is now, which is not eternal. Breath is eternal, but you have drifted out, right? So breath is not only our constant companion, it is also our greatest guide. It can guide us at that point of time when you just simply connect to your breath. Other than listening to my sound, the sound of my breath, I have no other work in this world. Right now my purpose of life is only to focus on my breath, listen to that sound of breath. Beyond that I have no other deal, right? When we sit, when we do this, then we see how the breath is linking us and polishing, purifying not only our physical body, it is purifying our mental status, and also it is purifying our spiritual aspects, right? Our spirit. It is not that when we say spirit, whenever we say spirit, we talk about soul, and we talk about soul is always pure, soul is never this thing. Spirit is always pure, we can never say that. We might be outwardly, consciously, we might be a very good human being, we might be a very wonderful human being, we might be very friendly, very compassionate to everyone, but inside there is something, the spirit says, no, I am not good. I like people crying, I like people torturing people, I like, you know, criticizing people, I like making fun of people. Okay, maybe this is the attitude of that spirit. Spirit is nothing but force, and if the spirit is, the force inside us is in this kind of situation, we attract the same kind of circumstances in our life, right? And we start behaving in the same way. We get two thoughts. Sometimes we feel, I've been very good to the other person, but the other person always gave me back and always criticized me. So we need to understand what is that other aspect version of me which is actually liking this criticism. Maybe I'm not aware of, consciously maybe I'm not aware of, somewhere this is there. And these are the parts which actually been purified through this breath. Your breath knows how to purify even your spirit, the force. It gives the right direction. It removes unnecessary thoughts. Sometimes what happens when we are sitting and doing the practice, meditation practice, we might be getting so many thoughts. You might think, what is that? I'm sitting to meditate, do the practice, and there's so many thoughts which have come. Today's meditation gone. I don't even feel. But if we really observe, after that, if our focus is completely on breath, in spite of so many thoughts, our focus is completely on our breath, we will see that entire day, we have never thought anything. That entire day, we didn't think anything. All the thoughts, it was the thought kind of mental purification which actually happened inside. We were thinking, our perception was, oh, I've been thinking, so many thoughts have come today, maybe I've not done my practice today, I could not practice. But actually the effect is, what is happening that day, you are the most silent person, most calm person. People are feeling so very nice in your company, and whoever is coming with very furious and very anger on some or the other situation in life, the minute they are coming to you, they're completely sitting very calm. Okay, you are only connecting to that, oh, my situation was very noisy today, maybe that's the reason I'm connecting to this reflection. The other person is also noisy, but both are missing as a thing, that both are actually calm in front of each other. From where this calmness has come? Because you have actually purified those thoughts, that they are unnecessary, and inside you there is an intellect inside you which has decided you don't need these thoughts in you. So you have actually purified that thoughts. Maybe you have removed those thoughts from your system. Okay. Its only thing is like we have to only understand whether my focus is on the sound of breath or not. This is the only technique. This is the ultimate technique which actually clears us from any kind of trauma, including your physical, whether it is coming from physical or mental or emotional or spiritual, any version of you, any personality of you, wherever the thing is coming, this breath has the capacity to heal and purify. That's how it is. Okay. Yeah. Any further doubts or anything to share? I think we are done with this 8 traumas today, done with this topic. So yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Knowledge there. So while yeah, masters, you can ask your questions to ma'am. I will go first. In the meantime, people thinking. So how often we should do the breath work? Like can we do every day, twice a day, or
Your breath, your wish.
okay. So it's not like restriction,
In a
like
day,
once
once is enough.
once
In a
is
day, once is enough. Once in a day, if you are practicing for 1 hour, you really don't need to do it again.
okay. When I was practicing, what I did is I did for like say 20 minutes breath work, like in and out without break, and then I stopped. And 40 minutes I just relaxed after the work. So when you say that do for 1 hour, should we do continuous breathing for 1 hour?
Yes, yes. Continuous breathing for 1 hour. It just
It's more like Kapalbhati, but not from stomach, but from
Kapalbhati is the
no
stomach
stomach.
area is going in and out.
Yeah.
Here it is effortless, in and out.
So like, yeah, we can hear you, but when I'm doing myself, so it's like you can't even hear. It's just a
Yeah.
continuous breathing from your nose.
Sometimes you don't even get to hear.
So no force involved in
No,
one, just
no.
continuous
Should
breathing.
be effortless. Initially, sometimes, when you are completely focusing on the breath, initially, it will take 15 to 20 minutes to actually breath to get activated and connected to that spirit inside us. So actual movie begins, our internal movie begins after 20 minutes. Till 20 minutes, we are aware. We know we are with the breath and we are breathing in and breathing out. We are in this process. It is a very mechanical process which happens. But all the magic begins after 20 minutes. That's the reason 1 hour. In 1 hour, 15 to 20 minutes goes in just focusing only on breath.
So what
Okay.
to
And
do
after
after
that,
20
rest,
minutes?
things will open up.
So after 20
After 20
minutes, just breathe
after
normally.
20 minutes, yes, after 20 minutes you get to sometimes whatever information, if the intelligence inside you thinks that you need to be conscious about it, the vision opens,
So
either as an insight or as an experience or anything, however it may open.
just to clarify myself, so I know the right technique. So when I'm starting breath work, I just in and out breath, like really focusing on in and out without any gap for first 20 minutes. And then still breathing, but my breathing slowed down, like more of anapanasati meditation type thing.
No,
I
here
still
it
be
is
going in
fast
and out
and
without
short
gap.
breath, without gap, fast and
Oh,
short breaths.
awesome. Okay. And then once I would finish my 1 hour, because it's going to be very tiring for 1 hour doing in and
It
out with
will not be tiring.
like
It will not be tiring.
I was very
You will
tired.
love it. You may even continue for another hour without even you're knowing it.
So should we stay for longer afterwards or finish just 1 hour? Or you see how you
1 hour, 45 minutes to 1 hour is a good time. Okay. The only thing is you need to see to it that you are completely focused only on breath.
sure, ma'am.
That's all.
And ma'am, also like when you're saying that, children have a lot of traumas, when parents didn't get approved, we usually say, oh, you don't know anything or whatever. And then competition with other kids, going to school, negative things. So it's gonna happen anyway. Like even we are aware that our children's are
Yes.
open to this type of negativity or sort of other type of like energy, or even as a parent, we are aware we shouldn't do it, but either one parent or other parent will do it. Like you are aware you're in meditation, maybe other person doesn't understand. So, and until children become big enough to do meditation by themselves or understand that that's how they can heal, what to do? We can't protect them.
People, we don't have to, if children are not wanting to do any meditation practice, it's okay. We don't have to make them sit and ask them to sit, meditate, and we don't have to tell anything. We have to only give them the understanding. We have to explain them the world will be in a different way. They will understand. We don't have to tell anything. How we are creating the home atmosphere for them. Are we giving the family time? Are we giving them that openness? How are we treating them? That will be there in their mind, and they will begin to understand that yes, this also can be done this way. You are more healthy, and they will project the same way with everyone others, and they'll become as a healer to the outer world.
Yeah, but ma'am, what is in the case like when there are two parents and one understand this concept, they're more understandable towards this type of nature, and then giving them freedom to speak, hear them out, and also, but other partner, your partner may be not understanding the concept. They probably think, no, that's not the time, that's not happening. So what do you do in that circumstances? Because kids getting two type of treatment in the same household.
Yes, in that point, first thing is we try to connect to the inner partner and understand why this inner partner is against me, why not comfortable with me. First
Yeah.
understanding, because the external partner is nothing but the reflection of the inner partner. So how is my masculine? So we are actually connecting to our one of our parents. If it is a man, then we are connecting to the father figure. You
Mhm.
know how we saw our father, what is that we liked in him, what is that we don't like him in them, in him, and what are the same qualities which are actually we are able to see in the partner. That way we can change. We can change.
Ma'am,
Sometimes
please
it's not like,
explain it.
all the parents will be perfect enough. Somewhere something also will be missing here and there. But it
Yes.
is important for us to teach the children, even if we are committing a mistake, because due to our upbringing we have been like that. But now
Yes.
we are changing, and we are open to change, and we are changing for your everyone's good, for our good also and your good also. In that, what when we are saying it to the child and when we are literally doing it, the child will understand, okay, it is okay, everyone might be not perfect, and it's okay to be imperfect, and this is how you need to grow yourself. Okay, at that point of time, if even one partner is not completely a perfect and not coming up to the mark, they'll understand, children will understand.
Yeah. Thank you,
Always
ma'am.
be authentic with the children, always be very authentic.
Yeah. Yes, and that's what I learned. Like after coming to meditation, I feel like even if you don't like something, just say I don't like it, rather than try to say
Authenticity
you
is
like
not
it,
that.
but in heart
Authenticity
you
is
don't.
not, no, authenticity is not saying the truth. Authenticity is understanding this. Yes, I'm saying this truth. Say, I'll give you an example.
Yeah,
If I
example will be
say,
good. I didn't understand.
yeah, if I say I'm an egoistic person, I might be speaking the truth, but that will not work. But if I, authenticity is I'm speaking the truth. Okay, now authenticity comes in a place when I think, oh, I'm actually an egoistic person, so I may not take the other person points or anything very easily, because my ego will stop it. So better I just give in a proper way. So with the understanding what is my dark side, with that I'm opening up my truth.
Yes,
That
understand
is
yes,
authenticity.
yes, and then acknowledging that okay, maybe I'm not here up to 100% when you expect it to be, but I try my best.
Yeah.
High
With
level,
that understanding,
you
you're
only reach
saying
up to
you're
80%,
open
I'll
up.
reach there.
Yes, you are open at this point. You are open for the other person's things also. If not, we are saying I like ice cream and I like ice cream. That's all. I'm speaking the truth. No, here we are understanding when authenticity is coming. We are understanding that right now at this stage I'm thinking that I'm liking the ice cream. But if I catch up and cold, definitely I will not like this. Okay. So with that understanding, I'm speaking up now. Right now I
Perfect.
want to eat. So the presentation is different. So energy is
Yes.
different.
Perfect. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Palji, he came.
Yeah. Pailji.
Hello, ma'am. How are you? So,
Good, good. I'm good. How are you?
yeah. So your workshops are very amazing, and they become like a drug to me. Now, I so this time period 3 to 5, it used to be my classes. So now I try to be smart and postpone my classes. I don't want to take classes, and I want to attend your class. So it's nice. So, ma'am, my question is, so the authenticity, you mean transparency and being little yukti, yeah? So being little diplomatic.
No, no, no.
Hmm.
Authenticity is being true to yourself. If I am saying that a true statement about myself, I am saying it with the awareness of what is the other side of that true statement.
Hmm.
Okay,
Like,
I gave the example. I gave the example. I am an egoistic person. So I am saying, when I'm saying it outwardly, I'm saying I'm an egoistic person. I'm saying it with the intention that be careful with me. I'm an egoistic person. There is no authenticity. There might be truth in this, but there is no authenticity. If I'm being authentic, I will say I'm actually an ego person. I'm talking to myself. I'm not saying it to the outer world. I'm saying it to myself. I'm actually an ego person, so I better be very careful in my presenting my words. Okay, because I don't want to hurt anyone. Just to satisfy my ego, I don't want to hurt anyone. And there is a compassion in this presentation,
yeah.
right? So it makes a difference. People will understand, people will like you even if they listen that you are egoistic. They will accept your truth.
Okay. Yeah. And another question, ma'am, like, this is about the parenting, whatever you just shared with us. So now the two partners who are different in their approach towards the children. So
Hmm.
how to handle it? Because supposingly I say, I am very fixed about this kind of approach. My partner is again fixed about that approach. But then we have a friction about that particular thing because of the child. Both have very beautiful intention. They want the goodwill of the child, but the approach is very different. So now, my meditation gets spoiled because of that, so which I don't want. So how to handle myself? Supposingly there is a situation in which two of us, we are working differently, but that's adding confusion to the child. We don't have the intent to fight, but my approach is very different, and it's very, so how to do that?
I'll give you another example. Initial days of my into this path, I was very keen on past life, understanding past life. Okay. And my husband is such, he is completely against of past life. He said, past life? No, 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 nothing. Breath work? No, 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 nothing. Now he's himself a breath master. People call him breath master. Right now the situations are different. But that point of time, he was so against of all these practices. Right. And whenever I want to do any session to my child, or give any guidance, he used to run and come and say, no, 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 all these things are not required. No, no, keep all your stuff away from my children, he used to say. I used to say, okay, if this is how it is, it's okay, fine. And I began to do my practices. I never imposed this on my children or anything. I accepted the way that is how one person wants his children to grow up. It is fine, because I had confidence on my and practices. I just practiced and I continued my work. When everyone in the family started seeing change in me, my children, they themselves came up and they said, Mom, can you teach us your technique? Okay. Now nobody is going to say anything. Now, when this change starts, is visible, everyone will change, because you have changed yourself from inside. The rest, everyone will change. So what happens is, generally, when there are two thoughts in a family, we try to impose our thought. Okay. Teaching meditation practice is good for anyone. Just because it is good, we can't impose forcefully on anyone. Children may be happily accepting it, But even one person is against, that means there is an opportunity for us to improve ourselves even much more better, because that obstacle is nothing but an opportunity to jump it out. Okay, so just that will take some time. It's okay. Trust your path, trust what you have, what you actually want for your children is perfect and it is true, and you grow that inside you. No offense from anyone in the family, then everything will work. The simple things we have to just make a shift. Okay, clear or still something? Yeah, it's clear. Okay, you're in mute.
You're on mute, Panji.
Yeah. No, if it's not something related to the meditation, so supposing it's something related to the career, and I am very fixed about that point, No, I want this thing only for my child, and I try to explain. But the other partner is like, no, he's very pattern and fixed. No, how to break that particular pattern of the other person, which is really becoming.
The more, see, here is the statement: the more you want to break other person, the other person also will want to break yours. Okay, the friction will remain the same. Explain the child, this is what I want, we both want good for you. Okay, so I am thinking that this path would be good for you, but what he says is also might be right, because I'm saying from this direction I'm not able to understand, and then forget about it. We are not somebody who will guide our children. They know, they have the intelligence inside them, the life is flowing inside them, that will itself take. Okay, there must be some reason for their taking up any idea, whether it could be mothers or fathers, any idea. There could be a reason for it. Let that open up.
Yeah, it's little difficult,
Never
because
impose anything on anyone.
yeah, actually it's not imposing. What stops you is the attachment. Your attachment becomes,
It is not attachment. It is the rigidity which on the face, or under the mask of attachment, which is actually stopping.
Yeah, I think the reason for that could be the rejection to some previous situation that you are fearing it. You don't want that to happen again, so you're trying to control it. Yes, it could be that also.
I've seen in a family where mother is very religious, puja part and all that, and father is like, no, business oriented. No, my child will do this business, that business and all. So suddenly, for whatever reason, he had to put his child in such a school where there is a compulsory meditation practices happen. Mother is very happy. Oh, my child is into a meditation practice. I am very happy. Now the father is not liking it. He's saying, what kind of practices? The boy is sitting in the school, he has to meditate. What is that meditation? What will happen sitting, closing your eyes and sitting? All these things. But nobody did anything. After that, the child started growing in the point like father. The child started growing, oh, all these stupid practices. I don't want to be in that school. Okay. The child came out of that school and he started something else. Father is very happy. Mother is like, Are, acha kuch ho raha tha, and nothing is happening. Okay, the child came off and the mother started thinking. Father kept on repeatedly saying these words and the child got influenced. Okay, and that's the reason he didn't like, he came out. But there was a time in his life where he had to come to some sessions and heal himself. That day he really understood what meditation means. Now he can explain scientifically to his father what meditation is. Right. Now father is very happy even the child is doing any meditation practices. It will take some time. Without reason, nothing happens. We might feel at that point of time, no, it is not right happening. But there is a reason for why some things are not rightly happening. You have to just wait and watch. When there is no expectation, you are just leaving it. So life takes over. Okay. Yeah.
So
Hope I'm clear.
Anything happening in your life, like you just accept at the moment, not without thinking and
Yes,
relating it to any past or future.
yes.
Yes.
This moment,
Yeah, that
if
is.
life has put me at this situation, there must be some reason. I trust life. I might not trust anybody around me, but I trust life. I trust the inner intelligence inside me, which actually created this form for me and put me here. There must be a reason.
Ma'am,
And
people
this
sometimes say
fact
to
is very.
you like you were crazy. Because I met someone, and I I usually believe in the same way. If something wrong happened, I didn't get a job or something, must be something good coming, or I'm a bit sad at the moment, and then I trust that if that happened, he must have very good thing, something planned good for me. That's why I didn't get it. And one day
Yes.
somebody said, "Oh, don't you live in the clouds?" Come down on the earth because you're floating in clouds. It's not a reality. I feel like, yeah, at that time I thought, yeah, I'm thinking too much in clouds, like everything is like a perfect world for me. But sometimes you need to come to ground. What do you say about that?
But yes, it is right that you need to be grounded at some time. And what does grounding means? Grounding means gelling well with the people around us. That is what grounding is. Wherever we are, wherever if we are sitting for a party with the friends and we are gelling well with them, that means we are grounded. If we are back into the family and we are gelling well with them, that means we are grounded.
No, but these days, so much hard. It's so hard to be grounded, like gelling with people. In your office, there's always an office talks. There's not. It's very hard to get a decent talk among office people. It's always about that
I
person, that person. You know what that happened. Same with the family. In that person happening, this happening. Their kids have doing this. So it's, when you come to spirituality, they say talk less, don't waste your energy, and uh, don't say anything which is
Yes, I know.
creating
Sometimes
any
it's like,
negativity.
because
And
of
I
all
feel
the
like I'm cutting
awareness.
out on people now because I'm thinking I'm not want to participate in it means I don't have anything to talk about.
No, 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 no.
No.
Don't cut out anyone. Say, I'm a part of this also. Let me enjoy this. Let me have fun.
मैम फिर कान बस ज्यादा नहीं हो जाए?
नहीं होगा. I
No.
have all kinds of friends around me who are spiritual also, who are always there's a certain group with me who are always very philosophical. Even if while cutting the vegetables the hand gets cut, they will say, oh, it's so good, anyhow one day this is going to perish. These are the ways they're going to speak. And there is a version of friends who say, Arey yaar, it's only life, you have to just evening you should have a peg and that's all, that's what life is. No, I have all kinds of people around me and I enjoy everywhere. They love my company, whatever they are. They say, okay, this is wonderful. Okay, this is wonderful. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. This is yes. You think it is perishable? Yes, that is also right. Because for me, everything is yes. Because end of the day, that is what is the truth. Everything is yes. If this is what life is, you have to just celebrate it and leave it. Okay, that is also fine. Yes, I'm celebrating and leave it. If that is the way of your celebration, okay, celebrate it. That is also right. Everything is right. There is nothing called wrong. Everything is right. If this way, this is also right. I am enjoying this also. It
Okay,
will
Yeah,
come.
ma'am.
That stage
I'll
also
try
will
to
Yeah,
come.
put this perspective in next.
ma'am, Namita, what is happening with me with meditation? Rather I am becoming people rich. I'm attracting so many people and like-minded people. You won't believe, ma'am, that day I sat in the cab. I had to go to the school, and I told the guy, let me put my class on if you don't mind, and put the music off. I started my meditation class, and little did I know that in the conversation of 5 minutes, that a person was asking, what are you doing? I said, I'm listening to the meditation class. So that guy, little did I know, he knew about law of attraction, meditation, and everything. And he told me that he does face reading. And he's like, ma'am, I stay quiet to 2 to 3 days. I don't talk to anyone. You are the first person that I'm talking today. And I love meditation. And I was like, and he looked so he was like a young boy of 24 to 25 years, staying alone. And the day I started this journey, Namita, rather, I'm finding like-minded people more. Even a student's mom, a taxi driver, whosoever. I mean, it's like, you're in a party, you're in a like-minded people group, so it's,
That's good.
Happens. It's like, sometimes, we are not in a group where, people are talking like along like us, people are thinking like us. At that point of time, sometime, it becomes very difficult whether the belongingness misses, whether I belong to this group or not. You feel like, you are somebody outside. The separation feeling comes. So you have to, at those cases, you have to just feel this is a part of this game, and this is also a part. Okay, so it's okay if this is there in front, let me celebrate this also, and then move on. Celebrate everything. We have to come to that state of our inner being where we know that everything is right. That's all. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Next time I'm trying this.
Kanchanji, yes.
Yeah. Ma'am, first of all, thank you so much. You answered the first one, like where you feel you are not belong to that group, and sometimes you have to be in that situation. So it's like acceptance wherever you are. There is some reason for the same. Like, okay. And the second one is, ma'am, related to the breath work. When I was doing at certain point, I was feeling like I was leaving the lead of my breath. Like it's just stopping. And very consciously, I have to start it back. So does it happen normally? And like how we can work on that way if it is a primary requirement?
You have to just focus on breath. That's all. That's the only thing. It is, we are sometimes you stop and again you come back and you continue. What happens is when you are breathing, the first thing which happens is relaxation. Your body becomes too relaxed. So the minute you are becoming relaxed, you become little kind of dozing off state. So at that time, breath becomes subtle and you might feel you have stopped. Breath will go on. You are not stopping it, but you are not doing it the way at the place where you have started.
Exactly. Yeah.
So these things happen, but here we have to understand it is the technique which we are doing it, right? Not for relaxation, for awakening ourselves.
Okay.
I'm doing this to awaken myself, so I have to be aware every of my in and out breath.
Right. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am, on it. And the second one is, ma'am, we have discussed all the traumas and everything. Like every child is, like each of us is having something inside us. And even our children are carrying some of the emotions, the most of the partly inside them. So how, like, in one way we can help our children or ourselves, we can, you are just telling this breath technique, we are going to help ourselves by doing that way. But how we can help our kids on it?
Help yourself. Don't help anyone else.
Okay.
Because the more your kids are the reflection of you only.
Yeah.
The inner child, if you are gelling well with your inner child, whatever you say to your inner child, your external child will follow it.
Got it, ma'am. Just wanted to get the stamped by you. Like I was understanding it, but I just wanted to get, okay, what was I was thinking? It is perfectly fine or how? Okay. And the last thing, ma'am, just want to repeat on the masculine and the feminine part of ours where we are contradicting sometimes with our partners. On that point, ma'am, give me a little more like how you were relating it to the parental part and our part and the partner part. These three, the triangle.
Okay. So in first case, what happens is every girl expresses outwardly like a mother, but thinks like her father. And every boy expresses everything like a father, but thinks like a mother. Okay. So masculine is our thought, feminine is our expression.
Yep.
Right. So expression and thought both has to gel well. Right. Sometimes we keep thinking something, but we actually do something else. There is no alignment in our action and in our thought. Okay. In this, what happens is, you are, where are you here? You are there in the emotion. So emotions are stuck. You're thinking something, doing something else. In that, there is a conflict which is rising inside you, and you are not aware what you are doing. So that actually takes you off the path. Right. So when we are when we are any situation, when we come across any situation or get into any situation, like you have to deal with it and how to deal with the partner, we are thinking something, they are thinking something else, how to match those two things. We have to understand, if this is the situation, like you can give any example. It is in the case of a child. Okay. You want your child to pursue some knowledge, something. Okay. And your partner wants your child to pursue something else. Okay. In that, what you do is, you have to think in your own ways that, okay, is my thought, the thought part in me is saying something different of what I'm thinking. Right. What you have thought is totally different. So what is a thought? Thought is a masculine. So your thought is different from what your partner is thinking. You got my point? Confused? Confused? Okay. You thought your child wants to study science, right? And your husband says, now my child has to study chemistry or physics. Okay. Or he said, not science, maths. Will take totally different, maths. So two are different things. Now you feel from inside, he is very good at science. Since childhood, I have been making him study, make him finish his homework. I have been sitting with him. I know much better. He is very good at science. Okay. You are confident about it. But this father is thinking, nice, science mein either he has to become doctor and all, only then science is worth it. But no, math is, if he learns math, he can jump into any field. So there are multiple opportunities which will be there. Right. So now the gelling is not happening. There is a conflict between the two, husband and wife. Now child is obviously confused. Child does not know what am I supposed to do. In both the cases, both of them have stopped asking what child wants. Everyone is declaring their own. Right. Now what child wants, we don't know. In this case, it is better that one person, right? If both the person can do, it is even more wonderful. But at least one person, if we say, this is what I feel and this is what your dad feels. Now both are feeling right only for you. And now it is end of the day, it is you who have to study. Now you choose where is your interest. And you come out of that movie. Whatever the child does, it doesn't matter. You come out of that picture. Don't be there. Because that moment, your masculine authority is completely different from your reflection. Okay. So the merging will not happen here. So simply come out of that picture. After that, whatever happens, accept it. After some point of time, if you're really right, and if your masculine thing is the thought was matching with any of your aspect in your child, the child will again come back to your point with the convincing mode. Sometimes it happens. The masculine in us is the thought, and the feminine in us is the expression. So sometimes they might be different in our reflections. So it is coming from somewhere else. Something else inside us is taking over. It could be the advanced version of our own selves only, because of our practices or whatever. Maybe we have tuned to the advanced level. Just wait for some time. Things will be all right. Don't have any expectation. End of the day, what is a common point? You both want the best for the kid. That's all matters.
Yeah, right, ma'am. So basically, in that scenario, two masculine part are coming opposite to each other. So one has to like keeping your point of view and then turn back. Like, okay, just go back and leave the things till the
The
time
minute
comes.
you turn back, your point is understood there.
Yeah, makes
Because you
sense.
turned your back. So you are showing the other version of you. So this version is understood now. It's an energy work.
Hmm.
Sometimes you have to look into this energy works also. They're brilliant.
Was this energy work, ma'am? Like,
Energy work is, if you really, when we really try understand that, you know how to play.
okay.
Whatever the other person says, you'll say yes, yes, yes. If you really don't want that to happen, you say yes and you walk out of the situation. What you want, you will get it. Don't ask me too many secrets. With all your love, come out of it. Things will happen the way you want. Say yes to everything. That's the only thing. Say yes to everything because life is beautiful.
Yeah.
Never say no to anything. First say yes. Later on, if it is needed, we can say no. But once you say no, you cannot say yes. So always say yes to everything. Yes,
Thank
Payalji. Yeah, thank
And
you.
you're making it sound so simple. Just say yes to everything, which is not
It is
easy.
possible. It's possible. If you begin to do it, it will be possible.
I wish I was.
That's what, I always say, suggest people, give me 1.5 years of time for me, then you will be different. You will be totally different. Your world will be different.
I mean, actually, yeah, surrendering to everything. Till now, like my personal example, I was surrendering to everything till now. But now I think it's not the time to surrender to each and everything. So now I just was trying to understand your way, saying yes to everything. I feel I am fearful, but let my things go haywire because
You are not saying yes wholeheartedly.
yeah, when it comes to children, then I am very
No. If they are your children, they are your husband's children also.
I don't know why it is there in my mind. I don't want their life to be the to be the version of himself,
No,
him.
if it has to be like that, if that is the seed sown in the making of your child, that is what will happen. This you could have thought at the time of creating the child, not now. What was your thought process about your partner at that point of time? That essence went to the child.
It was very much different that time, ma'am, and now it's very much different.
Obviously, it will be different. If that time you felt very against of your husband and then the child was born, the child will also become very uncomfortable with the presence of the parent, of the father.
No, it was not that time. It was rather very beautiful that time. Now I think
I'm giving an example. So confusion stage comes to the child. He has to take a decision. When we do the topic of inner child, we'll come to know the 3 phases of a child where the child starts thinking and taking decisions. At every stage, he will be understanding some things and he will be taking up some insights of life. As only at the age of 21, the child comes to a stage, now I am at my own, I take my own decisions. He might take guidance of the parents, but he will do what he wants to do.
Ma'am, can it happen sometime? I also didn't know the concept of masculine and feminine. So I just had a little idea. So sometimes your masculine energies are very different than what you were before and are very predominant as compared to your partner. And then how to do the balancing of that? Because he's not used to that kind of thing. He had been used to earlier you. So now you sometimes understand that you are different from your past, but it is not being accepted. So how to be, how to bring the balance?
Knowing yourself. Knowing your other polarity, your darkness. If you know your darker side also, then you will know from where this different masculine personality is coming up with.
Okay.
Knowing ourselves is the biggest adventure and biggest mystery. We are mysterious people. We do not know what we hold inside. We know only little about ourselves and we think we know very much about ourselves. But we actually do not know much more about ourselves. What we know is only this thing, this little. How much ever we know, it will be this little only. Because the reason is we are not ordinary. We are too extraordinary and too mysterious and too adventurous. There is a huge hole of a hole. I'm talking about two things, HOLE and WHOLE. Of that hole, there is a hole, deep hole. You keep traveling inside, you keep getting to see yourself, you'll be even more excited and you will be there. That's the reason people say, once a person is into spiritual path, it is difficult for them to come back to the ground reality. Because you are addicted, you become addicted to yourself and you want to know the much more things. And when we come to know about ourselves, we then actually understand what the other person, from which concept the other person is actually coming up with. Then everything is acceptance. That is the real way of saying yes to everything. Till then you are saying yes to everything because you have compromises, you have some conditioning, you are maybe something else for which you are saying yes to everything. But when you know yourself, you know what you mean by saying yes to everything. It's a long way. So we just started. It's just the second topic which we finished.
Yeah. So do you mean with this that if we know ourselves more in depth, then our compassion to understand the other person increases and then we become, then our acceptance also increases. Do you mean that?
Yes. Because you know yourself totality. When you know yourself in totality, the more you know yourself, the more you know what kind of situations will come to you. And the more you know that this situation is coming to you, you know how to handle it because you know what you are. Neither you are manipulating anything, neither you are compromising anything, neither you are being diplomatic. You are not doing anything. You are just being what you are. And after seeing yourself, after coming in contact with yourself, rest everyone has to listen because you have seen yourself now. Meditation practice is all about connecting to ourselves.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah. The challenge I am undergoing these days that this thought has actually diffused the challenge. Now I want to take up the challenge. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
So
Thank you so much, ma'am. Wonderful session. Yeah, Namita, you carry on.
Now you can continue, Pencil. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I was just closing it with you.
Yeah. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for this session again. Yeah, let's catch up tomorrow again. What is the topic, ma'am? Sorry, you mentioned. I forgot.
Yeah, tomorrow will be empowering relationships.
That's
The
another.
real game begins from tomorrow. All kinds of relationships get back.
I guess we have.
Namita, just small tip. Tomorrow going to sit outside your bedroom. I came outside because it's going longer sessions with the discussions and all. So tomorrow session will be more longer.
Yeah.
So better not to be in the bed then.
You know, I live in an apartment. I don't have much.
Yeah, I forgot. And your mom-in-law is with you at the moment. No, that's okay.